Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, the UK School of Journalism will remember one of their former students a year after he was shot and killed. Details on Jonathan Kruger's memorial ahead.
Also on WKYT this morning, a Southern Kentucky man charged in connection with a deadly crash will be in court this morning. We'll have the details of Adam Childress' case ahead.
And a former Wildcat is using his love for basketball shoes to honor his friend who died of cancer. We'll take a look at Willie Cauley-Stein and Blake Humley's friendship ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. After a beautiful weekend, we welcome you in on WKYT This Morning on your Monday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain, and it was a weekend to remember such beautiful weather.
Oh, it certainly was.
Wish it could be like that every day.
Yeah, right. We're on a roll.
Yes.
And as beautiful as it was Saturday and Sunday, today may be even better. We're going to check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris is here. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is kind of lake weather. I mean, we're getting in the 80s, deep into the 80s. We're not talking about 80, 81, but maybe 82 to about 85 as we track off towards your afternoon. This is a big jump of temperatures. We're talking 50s and 40s early this morning. And then we slide through the day. It warms very rapidly. We'll get the winds coming in out of the south and also a lot of sunshine to be had. So that warm air just continues to slide on in here. And typically, when you get some warm air sliding on in here, typically we get some rain. We haven't had that the past few days. Doesn't look like that's going to happen the next couple of days. But as we track towards your late week, that's when the rain moves on in. I'll show you what you can expect out of that. Is it just your run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, or were you talking about any severe weather? I'm going to have that in just a few minutes.
All right, and in the news this morning today, the UK School of Journalism will be gathering to remember and mourn the loss of a student.
Jonathan Kruger was shot and killed 1 year ago in Lexington while he was walking down East Maxwell Street with a friend. WKYT's Mark Barber is live from UK's campus this morning with more details on the memorial. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. The School of Journalism is holding a memorial today for the 22-year-old who was a student leader and also a photo editor for the school newspaper. Now, it will be another year until the trial for the three men who are accused of murdering Jonathan Kruger will be over, so it could still be quite some time until there is any closure in this high-profile case. Now, this morning, a headline in the Kentucky Kernel, the student-run newspaper, says it all. It says, "One life taken, countless others changed." While it has been a year since Kruger was killed, yesterday a Kroger wrote in the paper that many of them are still wrestling with their sadness, anger, and confusion. Kruger was a block from campus, walking home on East Maxwell Street when he was shot and killed during a robbery. Two of the suspects in the case, Ephraim Diaz and Justin Smith, are eligible for the death penalty. Their attorneys blame the third suspect, Roman Gonzalez, for shooting Kruger. Gonzalez was a juvenile, so he could face life in prison. Their trial will start on March 6th, and it could last up to 4 weeks, ending right before the second anniversary of Kruger's death. On this sad anniversary, many who worked with Kruger at the Kernel say it still feels like he was shot and killed yesterday. As time goes on, they say the 22-year-old is still remembered for his kind and warm heart. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you.
Mark. A Southern Kentucky man charged in connection with a deadly crash will be back in court today.
Williamsburg police say Adam David Childress drove drunk, ran off of the road, and hit a man who was walking on the sidewalk last week. WKYT's Mike Byer is at our live desk now with details on the case as it moves forward. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bill. Adam Childress is set to meet face-to-face with a judge today after police say he drove drunk before hitting and killing a man who was walking on the sidewalk last week. Now, Childress will appear in a Whitley District Court today for a preliminary hearing. Childress was in court last week where a not guilty plea was entered on charges of murder, DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, failure to render aid, and hit and run. Williamsburg police say Childress's car jumped the curb and hit Richard Perkins, who was walking his dog along US 25. Police say the car traveled more than 100 feet on the sidewalk before striking Perkins, who died at the scene. Police say Childress kept on going until he wrecked on Kentucky 92. Now, Williamsburg's mayor tells us Childress just began working for the city's sanitation department. He used to work at the Whitley County Jail. Now, according to information in the Whitley County Courthouse, Childress was arrested for 2 DUIs in 2008, another in 2009, and a public intoxication charge in 2010. He's being held on a $500,000 cash-only bond. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. This morning, a Bourbon County road is back open after a deadly crash. State police say an SUV on Lexington Road in Paris hit a bicyclist yesterday afternoon. The crash happened near Evergreen Memory Gardens. The bicyclist died at the scene. Troopers have not released the victim's name at this time, and a crash reconstruction unit was out at the scene. Now, state police have not yet said if they are filing any charges against the driver of the SUV.
State police have identified the woman who was killed in a fire in eastern Kentucky. The coroner says 50-year-old Kathy Rena Marshall Kirkland died in a fire at an apartment on Highway 777 in Floyd County. The cause of the fire and the cause of death are still under investigation. State police are waiting for autopsy results. And firefighters responded to a fire at the Dixie Cup factory on Harbison Road in Lexington. The fire started last night in one of the vats there. Crews put out the flames quickly, and firefighters stayed on the scene for a couple of hours to ventilate the building and help cool down the machine.
In eastern Kentucky, dozens of firefighters have been battling forest fires this weekend. Crews in Pike County are blaming the dry weather for the spike in fires. Firefighters are asking people to wait to burn anything until after 6 o'clock at night or until we get more rain. They also suggest keeping a water hose nearby if you are burning anything.
And if the wind's really blowing, then you should probably maybe hold off a day or so till it starts raining some, because it doesn't take but a second for it to hit the hills and be a big full-blown hill forest fire with thousands of acres involved.
Firefighters say you should only burn natural products, no tires, aerosols, or paint cans.
In eastern Kentucky, investigators have identified a body that was pulled from a river. The coroner says 2 canoeists found 39-year-old Maxwell McGee in the middle of the North Fork Kentucky River Saturday in Breathitt County. His autopsy was yesterday. State police do not suspect foul play in that. And state police have also released the names of 2 men shot and killed Friday in Floyd County. Troopers say 49-year-old Ronnie Hall shot 3 men at a home in Hueysville. The coroner says 30-year-old Daniel Ronnie Harville and 33-year-old Rodney Keith Whitaker died at the home. A third man, 51-year-old Ricky Goebel, went to the hospital but had non-life-threatening injuries. Hall is facing 2 counts of murder. State police say Ricky Goebel, the man who survived the shooting, may also face charges, and we still do not know what led up to the shooting.
A former Lee County Circuit clerk who admitted to stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from taxpayers will face a judge today for sentencing. Emma Adams entered a guilty plea to abuse of public trust back in February. The Administrative Office of Court says Adams took the public's money for her own personal gain. They say she set up fake bank accounts, used fake receipts, and took money off the top every week. Adams was asked to retire, which she did last August. Adams will be in Franklin Circuit Court for her sentencing. It's that time of year again. Today is the deadline to file your taxes. The IRS gave everyone a few extra days to file this year. They pushed the deadline back to today because Friday was Emancipation Day. Wallet Hub says Americans spend on average 16 hours doing their taxes. So you may want to get a jump start on that this morning if you haven't already.
And if you want to vote in Kentucky's primary next month, today is your last day to register. Kentuckians can now register and update their registrations online with GoVoteKY.com. County clerk's offices will be accepting online applications until 11:59 p.m. tonight, and they'll accept paper voter registration applications until the close of business today. Mail-in voter registration applications must be postmarked by April 18th, which is today. Thousands of comedy fans in Louisville were pretty disappointed this weekend. People who went to see Cat Williams perform didn't get to. A Louisville TV station says the comedian was supposed to perform at the KFC Yum Center as part of his conspiracy theory tour. He unexpectedly canceled and did not give a reason. Refunds are available to anyone who bought tickets.
So we know how expensive college tuition can be, and students need all the help they can get to make those payments. So UK students, staff, and alumni laced up their shoes and helped raise money. The University of Kentucky Alumni Association hosted the first ever Sprint for Scholarships 5K at Coldstream Park. The money raised goes directly to student scholarships. Organizers say the 5K will help future and current students pay for college education.
What a beautiful day it was for that, certainly. And dozens of kids took advantage of the wonderful weather over the weekend and tested their skills, not for school, but for baseball. South Lexington Youth Baseball hosted the first inaugural MLB pitch, hit, and run competition here in Lexington. A player from the competition could end up competing at the MLB All-Star Game. Winners from each group in the division, the age groups, will advance to the sectional championship. And from there, they'll go on to the team championship and then the national finals. The finals will be at this year's All-Star Game in July. So big day out there and a lot of fun and great weather. And then the basketball players wear custom shoes all the time. And for Wildcat Willie Cauley-Stein, he has custom kicks too, and one pair is for a good cause.
A Lexington man who designed shoes created these just for Cauley-Stein. They're painted in memory of a 9-year-old fan who died from brain cancer. Cauley-Stein became friends with Blake Hundley and spent time with him while at UK. And even though Cauley-Stein is now in the NBA, he hasn't forgotten Big Blue Nation or his biggest fan.
He genuinely cares about, like, him and Blake were really close, you know, and that's a lot of people don't know that. They just think that these guys go out and do photo ops, but he, you know, him and little Blake texted each other back and forth during the Final Four.
Hobbs designed the sneakers and Trill Will wore them in a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hobbs put the custom kicks on eBay to raise money for the Kosare Children's Hospital, where Hundley was treated. The current bid for the shoes is over $2,000. We have a link on our website, WKYT.com, to go to the auction site.
All right, if you want to take part in that. And our time this morning is coming up on 5:42. Let's check live drive traffic out there, see how things are moving along on this Monday. And you are good to go bright and early. Clear skies out there, expecting sunshine today. Should be good travel weather. And we have no reports of any problems or delays as of this moment. So it looks good. A couple of shots here. I-75, you're good to go across the Clays Ferry Bridge. Athens, Boonesboro running fine in that location as well. And there's a lot more coming up for you on WKYT. We get this brand new week off and rolling.
A ball boy for the Oakland A's just might have earned himself a spot on the roster after a crazy catch. You won't want to miss this. We'll have it after Micah's forecast.
You really won't want to miss my forecast. I mean, we're talking about an extremely nice weather pattern staying with us, but it gets very, very warm, maybe 20 degrees above average. And our average is in the 60s. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Hope everybody had a great weekend. It was jam-packed with a lot of events. The spring game was fantastic, and so was Kite Fest. I went out to Kite Fest here in Lexington out of Jacobson Park. Hundreds of kites flying around. It was packed. It was a lot of fun, and lakes were packed. I mean, we had a really, really good weekend in store, and you know what? We get actually even warmer as we travel off towards your day today and for tomorrow, starting off in the 40s and 50s early this morning. Not just that, but maybe even a few 60s as we look toward Breathitt County and southeastern Kentucky. It's a really good feel outside this morning. You will not need a coat. And you know what? If you can just bear it, I know some of us are in the 40s, but if you can just hold tight and just make your way to your car really quickly, by the afternoon, I mean, you're talking about throwing on that long sleeve or short sleeve shirt and also some shorts, because it's going to be very warm as that warm air slides back in here again for today and tomorrow. Yesterday we hit the low 80s for many locations, right around 80 to 82 degrees. Today and tomorrow we are going to be 10 to 15 degrees above average. Average is at 67. So you're talking about temperatures right there in the 80s, maybe even right around 85 degrees. We could close in on 20 degrees above average in some spots. More sunshine ahead too. It's that warm air. It's not moving anytime soon, and that's going to be the forecast breakdown. Today's talkers with a lot of people talking about the warm air. 87 is our record. We won't hit that. Nonetheless, we're still talking about some mid-80s out there, so we'll be about 3 to 5 degrees shy of that record. Sunshine in full force. I mean, we're really going to be seeing that across the region again today and for tomorrow too, but then we hit Wednesday. Wednesday's only a small chance of rain. We're talking 20-30%. Thursday's about 40-50%. Friday, more like 60-70%. So it gets increasingly better for the rain chance as we slide off towards your Friday. But your weekend does look much better, and I'm going to show you that in your 7-day in just a few seconds. Here's your look. James Starr sent this one in. That's in Lexington. Really cool shot there. It says 30 minutes ago, but remember, this is sent in to me this weekend. This is weekend pictures. And you can always check out my Twitter, Micah Harris WX. Get on there, follow me. I'd love to show off your pictures during the morning hours. Johnny Nicholson sent this one in. It's a shot of the moon, and if you look just to the left of the screen, just to the left of the moon, you can see Jupiter, and that's from London late last night. You can still see it out there this morning, if the moon is still out and about, but a really cool shot. As we look across your 7-day forecast, the best chance of rain, guys, obviously Friday. A few rumbles there on Thursday, but Thursday and Friday are probably your days that you'll need to be watching for some thunderstorms to ride on through. But for the most part, we're talking 70s and 80s. No cold shot of air anytime soon.
I am eyeing next Sunday.
Yeah.
I need Sunday to be a pretty day.
Well, it's
we are
gonna be a
having
pretty
an
day.
outdoor party.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and
nice.
grant
I'm
that
going to hold you to that.
Hold on, don't do that. That's still a week away. Not fully confident, but we'll see.
Sorry, I can't help but look ahead.
Enjoy getting there, too, with the
Yeah,
nice
right.
weather the next few
that's
days.
true.
Thank you, Mike. It's 5:48 right now.
Baseball swing is in full swing, or baseball season rather. Let's take a look at the Royals-A's game. Right here, it's in the third inning, and check out that catch. That's the A's ball boy making that amazing catch off the foul ball.
Yeah, look at that. Just a sort of a leaping there to get that line drive. Here it is again, slow-mo. The kid just might have a career as a major league outfielder. We'll see. He may be a little young for that right now. Still, give him a grade A for that big catch. There you go. What about that?
That was awesome. Coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
Right, all the latest. Also, we'll be checking traffic for you this morning, health news, and a lot more. And it is so good to have you with us Monday morning on WKYT. Good morning. The time is 5:52, and we're coming to you live from Lexington on WKYT on your Monday.
Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on at this hour.
Busy morning out there. Today, the UK School of Journalism will come together to mourn the loss of a student and to honor his memory. It's been 1 year since Jonathan Kruger was shot and killed. 22-year-old Kruger was a photographer for the Kentucky Colonel. Last month, the judge set a trial date for the 3 men charged with Kruger's death.
The race for the White House tops your national headlines this morning, with New York's crucial primary being tomorrow.
The 2016 presidential contenders are making their final push for votes. A win would push GOP frontrunner Donald Trump even closer to clinching the Republican Party nomination over his rivals Ted Cruz and John Kasich. And on the Democratic side, polls show Hillary Clinton holding her 10-point lead over rival Bernie Sanders. What kind of food your child reaches for to snack on may say a lot about their health future. And that tops this morning's health headlines right now.
Yeah, researchers at the University of Michigan say very young children who reach for cookies over chips may be more prone to unhealthy weight gain. Doctors tracking more than 200 toddlers found children who preferred desserts had increased body fat by age 3. A new study suggests the risk of hip fracture jumps in the 10 years following a knee replacement. Doctors in Sweden based the research on medical records spanning from 1987 to 2002. Let's get a check at this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic. Not much going on outside, so if you're about to head out the door, all looks pretty good for you in your morning commute. Time to check with Bill right now to see what's going on the net.
Well, on WKYT.com, we're keeping things updated. Of course, this beautiful weather is set to continue, and Micah's updated forecast is online. Also today, we will be there as the campus remembers a young man who was murdered in Lexington. 22-year-old Jonathan Kruger was a photographer for the UK student newspaper. If you can make these switches upstairs on this now. We're continuing to make some phone calls about the bicyclist who was killed when his bike was hit by an SUV yesterday afternoon in Bourbon County. Kentucky State Police indicate they'll have something to say about the investigation and situation later today. We hope to have the identity of the cyclist as well. The dry weather means forest fires have been building in eastern Kentucky. We have a story online this morning about the kinds of things that people are being asked to do to avoid while the fire threat is high. Kentucky's primary coming up on May 17th. Today, the very last day to register to vote in Kentucky and still be eligible to vote in the primary. You can do that online, and we have a link for that at WKYT.com. If you want to do it in person, you'll need to register before your local clerk's office closes for the day. On Kentucky.com, Southland Christian Church dedicated its chapel to founding pastor Wayne Smith. Smith served the church for almost 40 years and, of course, is known for his powerful messages and his humor. CBS This Morning is on the way at 7 with your eye opener, and of course we'll have local updates as well. Hey, join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
It's a really good morning when you step outside and you're in the 50s already. I mean, that's a pretty nice start to the day. Some 40s here and there, and then some 60s here and there, but for the most part, we're in the 50s for most. Live sky camera, good shot of I-75 Winchester Road. We have heard of no issues whatsoever. You heard Michelle check out the map just about 30 seconds ago. All looks well on all major highways and byways. 54 now in Lexington. We're 48 coming in Richmond. Just updated out of Bluegrass Airport on the western side of the city at 50 degrees here in Lexington. And you go down south in the 40s. It's not that bad. Like I said, if you can just bear it, if you can just hold on to keeping your mind thinking you're warm as you run out to your car early this morning, just throw on the short sleeve shirt, throw on the shorts, because by the afternoon, trust me, you will not need that coat anywhere inside. 83 degrees, extremely warm in the forecast. But could we be breaking records? And also, when does the rain move on in? You know it moves on in sometime. I'll have that coming up with another hour of WKYT News.